What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, hi, I'm so glad to have you here. My name is Elena, I'm from Italy and I've been living in Dubai for almost a year now. I am a big fan of the city. I feel like when I moved here, I really found everything I was looking for, and I think it's just a great place to be if you're a young, ambitious person, and even more if you're an entrepreneur. However, I'm constantly hearing so many things about Dubai from people who've never been here, and it's interesting to see how many misconceptions people might have. And I can't really blame them, because sometimes things can look quite misleading when you only see a place through the lenses of social media. And second, because Dubai as a city has been transforming at such a rapid pace in the last few decades, I guess, that many beliefs that people hold nowadays might actually have been true in the past, but definitely not anymore, because again, things are changing really fast. So in this video, I'm going to dispel a few of the most common myths I heard about Dubai and kind of like give you my insights and my perspective after living here for a few months. So without any further ado, let's get started. So myth number one, Dubai is a city for rich people only. Absolutely false. I think that comes from the fact that we're constantly seeing social media posts from these self-made millionaires or even fake millionaires who are, you know, showing off their sports car, designer bags, yacht parties all the time. The thing is, like, here, a lot of these things are just more available and more affordable than in other cities. It doesn't necessarily mean that everyone is rich here. For example, when I was living in Italy, I had never had a chance of joining a yacht party. It's just like so inaccessible. Here, I think every couple of weeks, more or less, I get invited to a yacht party, and it's even for free because, you know, a lot of people just want to get girls on board. Or maybe it's a party that we are organizing within, like, I don't know, 10, 20 people, and splitting the cost only comes down to something like $70 per person. So again, it's not as expensive as you may think. And same for designer bags, same for sports car. Honestly, you can rent all these things. Like, I think a Lambo costs you something like a couple thousand to rent for a day. So a lot of these pictures you've seen might have also been from people who just rented it out for a day. And the interesting thing here is that you can really make it work with any kind of budget. Like, if you have millions to spend every month, rest assured you're gonna find so many exclusive, luxurious options everywhere. But if you wanna live a more frugal life, like, this is also really doable. Like, my rent here actually costs less than what I would pay in Milan for something similar. And I even know people who actually make it work with a budget of only like $300 or something like that. Like, obviously, it's a completely different lifestyle from people who do have the budget, but just to make you understand, like, you can really adjust your lifestyle and find cheap options depending on what you're able to spend. So it's not just a city for rich people at all. Okay, myth number two. Unmarried couples cannot live together. False. If you heard this, it's because it used to be true, and it is probably still true in some other GCC countries, maybe Saudi if I'm not wrong. But yeah, like, they removed this law in the UAE in beginning of 2021, if I'm not wrong. So now, like, the city is really becoming very expat friendly and accommodating for also these, you know, cultural differences. So absolutely no problem if you're traveling here with your partner and you're not married. Like, you can easily stay everywhere, and even if you're moving in together, again, like, there's no problem at all. Myth number three, there is no alcohol. Again, absolutely not. So we all know that in Islamic countries it's a little bit difficult to find alcohol, but Dubai is kind of like a different story. So here's the thing, you will not find alcohol everywhere. Like, in Italy, if you go to any restaurant, you will find alcohol, like wine, beers, like, because we also have a tradition of drinking a bit when we have meals. Here, this is like a bit different. Most of the regular restaurants won't serve you any alcohol, but you just need to go to the right places and they will have loads. For example, if you go to a bar, club, beach club, pretty much any place where you would normally spend like a Saturday night, they will serve you alcohol. Because here every place that sells alcohol must have a license, and I guess you need like an approval. Maybe it's also quite expensive, I'm not sure about that, but yeah, not everyone can sell it. The same is also true for supermarkets. Most of them will not sell any alcohol, and even as an individual you will have to get your own license to buy bottles to drink at home. It's not complicated, I've never done it, but you should be able to get it by just submitting something online. You need to show your Emirates ID if you're a resident, and again, then you need to go to very specific liquor stores where you can get it, but it is available. You just need to go to the right place where you know you can find it. Alright, myth number 4, there is no pork. Again, this is a similar story to what I just said about alcohol. We are obviously in an Islamic country, so it is considered haram in the Islamic tradition, and pork here is not really available, but if you really want it, you can definitely find it. You just need to do your research. Both restaurants and grocery stores will have it, just not all of them. Like for example, here next to my building, there's a grocery store that has like a specific room, like a very isolated room inside the grocery store, and you walk in and you can find all the like bacon, salami, ham, like everything that contains pork basically. So it's really isolated, it's very like separate from the rest of the supermarket, just to make sure that people don't mistake these products. But if you want, you can find it. Alright, let's talk about women, because I feel like this is one of the first things that people always ask me when they hear I live in Dubai. So people think that women here have to cover up and wear headscarves. Absolutely not. So contrary to what people think, Dubai is actually very progressive, and I think it's because it's so international. Like consider 90% of the population here are expats, so they kind of had to bend a few rules here and there to kind of like accommodate for the costumes of everybody, because literally here there's people from all over the world. So for example, I'm a young woman and I wear exactly what I would wear if I was back in Milan. Like I wear dresses, skirts, shorts, bikinis, like obviously everything within the limits of decency. Like if I am wearing a bikini on a beach, then I will definitely put on something when I walk back home, but I think that's just like common sense and it applies to everywhere else. So another myth about women is that they can't drive. Again, this is false. All genders can drive here in Dubai. You can be a woman, drive, work, and be fully independent and do everything by yourself. I think this comes from the fact that Saudi used to have this ban until a few years ago. Actually, they removed it as well, but again, maybe like people heard these things from outdated sources, or maybe people who came here very long ago. But yeah, like this whole region is evolving so fast that like some things are just not applicable anymore. Like this, like now literally everyone can drive, no distinction. And the final myth is about religion. So I heard many people are afraid that other religions than Islam are not allowed in here. The thing is, actually there is no discrimination at all. Not only are people allowed to worship whatever they want, but there are also like public places of worship. Like for example, obviously apart from mosques, there are synagogues. I think there's one in Abu Dhabi, there's like 2 or 3 here in the UAE. There are churches here in Dubai. Apparently they said there's beautiful churches, Hindu temples. So again, like whatever your religion is, like you will definitely be allowed to worship, to practice your ritual and all that stuff. So again, here there's nothing to worry about. Alright, that's pretty much it for today's video. If you still have some questions, or maybe you heard something else about Dubai and you're not sure whether it's true or not, you can leave it in the comments below. I also made a video about what a day in my life looks like here in Dubai. I will leave it linked in the description. And if you found this interesting, just don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in my next video.